Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome back to King's Digital EOT. My name is Shuhei Aida. I am the editor of the website and MA student at King's College London. In this platform, King's Digital EOT, we kind of try to share insight of expert in technology enhanced EOT with teachers around the world. In this video today, we invited a special guest, and we are going to talk about authentic video audio materials. Neil from BBC Learning English, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome. It's nice to be here.
I mentioned it before too, but I myself, as a learner, I used to listen to your podcast for quite a long time. So I'm really excited today. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Before we start, could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah. So my name's Neil. I've worked for BBC Learning English. I've been working for BBC Learning English for very nearly 20 years. Before that, I worked both as an English language teacher and as a journalist. So I taught mainly for International House. I taught in Prague and I taught in International House Madrid. And I also did some teaching in Poland before that. For my first job, I worked at International House in Hastings. I worked in Japan for a short time as well. And then I worked as a journalist for the BBC, and then I kind of combined my skills and joined BBC Learning English to create content.
Thank you so much. So you have teaching experience in a different context. It's really nice because our audience is not limited to the teachers in the UK, but also pretty much everywhere in the world. There are teachers that are from different countries too, so it helps a lot, I think. Thank you so much. I know people are aware of what is BBC Learning English, obviously, but would you mind walking us through what exactly do you offer? I'm asking this because I wasn't aware of a lot of contents you introduced before. I was only aware of 6 minutes English, to be honest. I have to admit. So if you don't mind, could you walk us through?
Yeah, I think that's quite common actually. 6 Minute English is obviously our most popular and best known program. It's been going for a long time and it's got a huge reach. We're very proud of that and happy about that. But we do also create a lot more stuff than that at a variety of levels. So BBC Learning English is part of BBC World Service. We provide free educational content for anyone in the world, available on our website, bbclearningenglish.com. We also, you can find our various podcasts. I think we're doing 8 podcasts at the moment on whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And we also have a very active social media operation on all of the platforms that you would expect it to be on. And we also make bespoke content for our Chinese audience as well. And from time to time, we do special projects with other languages as well. But the China one is the one that has remained constant throughout my time.
Thank you so much. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But to me, BBC Learning English kind of looks like it's designed for self-study kind of learners. It's not specifically designed for teachers, I feel like. Why do you think English teachers should also like consider using it as a resource in classroom?
Yeah. So first of all, you're correct. We create our content for self-study. This is so that we can reach people who are not fortunate enough to be able to get language teaching in classrooms or with teachers, or to be able to pay for lessons. So we think it's important to be able to offer materials for self-study. However, that is not to say that the materials cannot be used in the classroom. And we are aware, probably especially with 6 Minute English, that that the materials are used in the classrooms. And so we try to appeal to teachers we have a teacher's newsletter as well as our regular newsletter, just to sort of curate our content to allow teachers to be able to use our content in classrooms, or to set it for homework, or however they feel appropriate.
Okay, okay. So if I've looked through your website again, and like you mentioned, you have 8 podcasts going on, and from previous, I think, content, you have around like 60 different series available in a different
Probably.
levels. Yeah. Like, I understand it depends on teaching context and also learning objectives, but generally speaking, is there any like specific series or episode you would recommend to teachers to use in the classroom?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think especially with some of the more recent series, we've had um, a focus on the possibility of classroom use, where we have created worksheets, downloadable, free, really nice looking worksheets
Yeah.
that could obviously be used in classrooms. Um, so, for example, I don't know if you're aware of our what we call the challenge series. So we have a series called the London to Edinburgh Challenge,
Yeah.
which is aimed at A1 level learners. And then there's a kind of follow-on series thematically linked rather than just a replication of the same series, called the London Letter Challenge. And that's aimed at A2 learners. And those follow a very structured sequence. The sequence is and the language is tied to the Common European Framework. And so they would quite happily and obviously go along with any syllabus that somebody teaching at that level would be
Right.
following, either as supplementary material or even, as the basis of classes. The videos themselves are standalone, but there's all sorts of material around it which you could incorporate to enhance a lesson, to fill a class. But they could also be used standalone. They could be set for homework. They could be used as the basis for discussion. Obviously, discussion is fairly limited at the extreme lower levels. But so yes, I would say that those series would be great for using in the classroom. We have some pronunciation
Right.
series, which um, I think are useful for a couple of reasons. We're really, really into authenticity
Yeah.
at BBC Learning English, and we're lucky in that because we're part of the BBC, we have access to programs that other providers don't have the rights to use, and so we try to be as descriptive rather than prescriptive as possible, and I think that's really handy when teaching pronunciation in particular, because I think learners can be quite sometimes sort of skeptical about the things that they hear
Mm.
teachers tell them about English pronunciation. And they might even think, that's not right, or I don't believe that. We've got a series called Tim's Pronunciation Workshop, where we go out and speak to various people, and then we just pick apart their language and the features of connected speech. And it's like, here it is. These guys this is what these real
Yeah.
people are saying. These are not language teachers. They don't even know
Mm.
why they're saying this stuff. We've just asked them to say things, and now we're describing to you
Mm.
what they've said, and now here are some tools and drills for you to be able to replicate that, or even if you're not trying to replicate it, at least to get your ear in, so you're able to recognize these features of pronunciation. So I think that's got a very obvious relevance for the classroom. We also more recently, in the last couple of years, produced a series called the Pronunciation Lounge, where we have two presenters sitting down again, examining various aspects of natural spoken English, unpacking them, and then giving people tips on recognition and production.
So you'd say challenge series and pronunciation series to your
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
amongst the others, I mean, the
Yeah.
producers of these series will get annoyed with me if I haven't mentioned their work. So they're all,
Um,
they can all be used. But
uh,
those are two that spring to
mm.
mind.
Yeah, obviously like, all of them looks really authentic first of all and really enjoyable for both students and teachers. I mean, it's designed for like educational purpose, so it can be
Mm.
everything can be used for classroom, but it's important to kind of teachers are often busy.
Yeah.
So the point of asking this question was to kind of introduce like
Mm.
specific series to teachers.
Yeah.
Um, um,
There's one other I'd like to mention actually,
Please.
which is a newer one, but it's become very successful very quickly. May even maybe challenge 6 Minute English in terms of popularity. But it's Real Easy English. I don't know if you're aware of that,
Oh,
which is aimed at sort of A2 B1,
okay.
and it's a visualized podcast. Um, and I think its strength is in its simplicity because we discuss in an unscripted manner, which is different to a lot of our other content. We take very mundane topics that are very relatable, and we discuss them without a script. We grade our language, okay, because we're aware that just
Mm,
firing off native level language is not going to be helpful. But we do keep it real. We moderate our pace, but we have a genuine conversation around topics that learners will typically come across in classrooms, but that might not be able to actually produce
mm,
something in a conversation or feel like they could listen in on such a conversation. So it's designed to give people exposure to those types of topics. I'm talking about things like breakfast
okay.
or sleep
Mm,
or holidays or summer or, and I think we found almost, it's almost amusing, but the more mundane, the more relatable, the better, the
mm,
more popular that topic is.
okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. You didn't mention, but I realized that some of series comes with even teacher's note,
Yeah,
as well as worksheet.
yeah,
Yeah. I think it's really helpful because teachers doesn't don't really have to prepare anything
yeah.
at,
We do
if they
that with
yeah,
learning English from the news. So
right.
obviously that's something that we turn around on the day. So you have something that's really up to date. Uh, and it could be a news item that happened yesterday. So for example, we publish Learning English from the News on a Wednesday, and we're just looking around for stories
Mm,
today, and we'll produce that tomorrow, and that comes with teachers' notes as well. So if you're teaching a class where people want to discuss what's going on in the world, that's
mm,
obviously a resource that's really bang up to date, and it comes with um, suggested um, treatment for a classroom.
mm. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. So you have teaching experience and you have been working for BBC Learning English for a long time. What from both perspective, what advice would you give to teachers who wants to kind of integrate BBC Learning English resources into their classroom?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, probably sound like I'm repeating myself, but I think you've got to really think about the motivation of your
Mm,
learners. And I think no matter what it is, if something is relatable,
mm,
um, then it's going to um, encourage people to speak. I think in my experience, learners like nothing more than talking about themselves. So if you
mm,
can find these sort of topics where learners can express themselves about things they know
mm,
and things they know about and have opinions about because they do this thing, whether it's eating breakfast or going on holiday,
right.
then you're already kind of onto a winner because the desire to communicate is there already.
Mm. Okay. So topics that are kind of relatable for students, that's the advice you would give to teachers.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and also especially if in a mixed nationality class,
Mm,
um, relatable topics that vary culturally have got a
mm.
lot of mileage. So, for example, if we talk about, I don't know, we d- we did a 6 minute English about rice production,
Okay.
and the whole the whole of Asia and East Asia had a lot of opinions
We do.
about eating rice and food connect. And so, that's an example of
Right.
something mundane and relatable,
Mm,
um, that people that maybe have sort of different cultural approaches. Those topics are great for encouraging conversation and communication, which is
mm.
you know that's why we do this, right? To get people to
Yeah.
communicate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. The next question is, have you come across any like specific example of like teachers using these materials in their classroom? Do you get like feedback from teachers?
Yeah, we do. So
Uh,
in our inbox, we get lots of teachers usually saying thank you or making
uh,
helpful suggestions or asking for things. Um, but also with some examples of things that they've done in their classroom. Um, yeah, and people share things with us on social media and LinkedIn and that kind of thing. So we do hear from teachers, and we go to conferences and things as well and speak to
mm,
people. I know you were at IATEFL. Somebody came up to me, a teacher from Switzerland, came up and said, "Hey, my class, can you record a video and say hi to my class?" I've been doing the London to Edinburgh challenge with them,
uh,
and I've been asking them to sort of take the roles within that series, um, and kind of act it out themselves. So there's an example.
mm,
Um, we also, I was looking for, in preparation for this, I was looking through some of the things people suggest. And so to return to what I was saying about relatability, stuff like
mm,
that, again, it was the London to Edinburgh Challenge. One teacher said that when she was using this series in the classroom, it reminded her of the time that she had visited Edinburgh herself.
okay.
And so it immediately became more real for her. And so she
Mm,
would encourage people to sort of try and find those avenues, those ways of relating to
mm.
learners through the content.
So, so in this case, she kind of personalized topic.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 Ah, okay. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. So before we wrap this up, so that was the last question from my
Hmm.
side. But I have to mention about the website uh you have. I think it's designed for the teachers. It shows a lot of different
Yeah.
series,
Yeah.
and depending on the level or learning objectives, teachers can choose which episode they
Yeah.
might want to consider using it. I will make sure I will include in this link in the
Yeah.
description, so
Yeah.
teachers can go there and find what
Yeah.
they can use for their classroom. Um, well, thank you so much. Before we wrap this up, do you have anything to add on, or do you have any message for the teachers?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, definitely come to our site and look for things. It can be confusing. As you pointed out, we have so much content, but we're really making an effort now to try and give people entry points that
Mm,
make sense. Um, so, for example, you can plot a learner's journey according to level. We use the
mm,
terms easy, medium, and hard just
right.
because they're more searchable. We know they're not very sort of technical ELT terms, but we're interested in people searching for things. That's how they search for things. We have topic pages, so they're particularly interesting. Or useful for a teacher because you might be teaching something about, I don't know, the environment, and we've got a whole section where we've curated all of our content connected to environmental issues.
Mm,
There's a teacher's newsletter, which you should all sign up
right.
for, and you can find the details on the website. And the learner's newsletter as well is also useful because, again, it's one of the ways we have of curating content and pointing people in various directions on the site when it's not always 100% clear where to go next.
No, it's not confusing at all. Like I find it really useful, especially the teacher's website. It's really straightforward.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, Neil.
You're very welcome. It's nice to talk.
Okay, for the audience, I'll see you next time then. Thank you so much.